functions of the string. Basically, we have different functions on the string, just like capitalize, find, isalnum, and they all have different purpose. For example, if you try to dot capitalize, just like it's okay, here it is capitalize. So s dot capitalize will capitalize the first character of every word. For example, if you have s equals to India, let's say. Now, if you want to capitalize the first character of this string s, you have to just simply do s dot capitalize. It is capitalized Z. You can see that it is not capitalized. The capital it makes a small I to the capital I. And one more thing, your S is not going to change this time. Sorry. So if you want to update its value, you can use S dot capitalize like this. Now your S is going to update. So S dot capitalize returns the same string but with the capital let by but with the capitalizing first character of that string. So here is some of the examples, just like s equals to Python, print s dot capitalize, we'll just capitalize this, print s hello world will capitalize, and also it will make small to the other words, just like let's say take any other, let's say if you have capital world, they all are in capital. Now if you try to execute this command x is equal s dot capitalize, it makes rest all of the words smaller, only it makes first word to be the capital one. So that's how the capitalize function in string works. Our next string function is find. Suppose we have a sentence. Let's say we take sentence and we store the sentence in the form of string. So here we can write this is lecture 9 of string functions. And let's say if you want to find anything like send dot find. If you want to find some sub character like in this, for example, if you want to find this, let's say find is this, or if you execute this command, you will getting the uh, index. So what is this index? 16. If you check send 16, you will get 9. So basically, dot find command. What does dot find command? Dot find command takes one argument. Okay, so it takes one argument and return the index of that argument which is in the string. Suppose suppose if you enter something like, let's say lecture. If you type lecture, you will get 8. Now if you check send 8, now if you check the index, what is at 8 index? You will get 8. You will get L. Now after a start like 9, you can do it on your own. So if you just like where here we have searched lecture, we are finding lecture and it will return the index of the very first character of our argument. So our argument has first character L. So therefore it returns the index of this L, which is 9, which is 8 actually. So therefore we got 8 here. Now our next one is s dot find sub. Here sub is representing substring. Basically here lecture, what you have seen this lecture is a lecture. You can also see it as substring. And one more thing, what if the string is not in your, let's say this is string, let's say there is no hello in our sentence. So if I execute this, it return -1. So what does this -1 means? It means that hello world does not exist in our system, in our sentence, in this sentence. In sent variable, hello world, hello substring does not exist. So there are also some other commands like find sub start. Sub means substring here, and if you're doing like this, if I execute this, you will get like this. Now let's say if I start to search this after 8, after 8th index, let's suppose 10, it returned -1 because it is not present there. After 10, saying that, what does this mean? It means that send 10 this. So in this you cannot find the lecture anywhere. There is no lecture. So therefore Python returns -1 here. And after this we have one more start to end. Suppose we need to find from this section only, from the from here to here. So what we can do, we have a dot find command which also takes substring as argument, but at the same time it is also taking it is also taking your starting index and ending index from where you want to search. So let's say if we go from 0, let's say we go from 0 to up to, let's say, how much it will be, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Let's say we go to 15. So it returns at the 8th index, we got this. But if I do this like from 0 to 10, it returned -1. The reason is it first returned 8 because on the first command, it searched in this string, not in this one. It searched in this string. In this. So basically 0 to, if you select 0 to 15, it will return this is a lecture only. If you have set if a string is this, and if you execute this 0 to 15, it will return only. And here you can find the lecture. So therefore it returned 8. Now, when what happens if you do it like this? Do it like this. So if you slice a string from 0 to 10, it will become this is LE. So there is no lecture. Therefore, it returned -1. And so that's it. Dot find command is used to search all. So our next string function is alnum. Isalnum is used to identify whether the string has an alphabet and a number only. If it has a space, then it will make that false, and even for character, it will make a false. So let's try this. If you try to write like A, B, C, and s dot is L num, it will return true. So what does it return? It returns basically Boolean data. Before that, s dot find is returning a string, and s dot capitalize is also returning string. That s dot is alna will return Boolean data. So using this, you can check whether your string has only alphabets and numbers only. Even you can apply on space, it will return false. It's like, so when you use a space for this, it will also return false. And let's see some other special characters. Just like hello, if you write @hello and dot is alnum. So it is again giving us false because is not category of is alnum. So hello is will return false. Here you have notes like space makes it false. And here you can see that the purpose is to check the letters and digits only. So it will only return true, only and only return true if your string has only letters and digits. So after this, we have one more string function, which is to check only letters. So suppose if a string is like s is equals to 12th 12 Jan. If you do this and s dot is alpha, so it is returning false because it has numerical values some. So So it will return false for the numerical values if your string has only alphabet values, just like alphabetical letters, then it will only return true at that case. So here you can see that it returns true only for the alphabetical characters, else false for the numerical ones. And even you can try like this. Now if you do this for s dot is alpha, uh, okay, it's a spell mistake. S dot, it's ALPH. So yeah, you can see that for at the rate, even for special characters like at the rate, slash, hashtag, on this condition is also returning false is alpha. So explanation of syntax, you can see simply it returns true only for alphabets. Now next one is simply isdigit. So for what is it? What does isdigit do? Isdigit does it checks only digit. So it only returns true if all the characters are digits. Suppose s is equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and if you check what is s dot is digit, so you get true. But if you check on, just like if you check on hello dot is digit, so it returns as false. So basically, and even you can check for characters like this hashtag at the rate motlo dot is digit. Even for characters, it returns false. So it will only return true for the digits. So you can even check where if you want to validate roll number. Suppose if you take input, let's say rn is equals to input, and if you try enter your roll number. So here I write an input. So when I type input in this like 234, just like let's say my roll number is 234, so rn will become 234. Now if I convert it into integer, so I can easily convert this. Now let's suppose if someone enters something else like in this form 24. Now if I want to convert this in a form integer, it return error because invalid literal for int. So here as we know, literal are the just values. So 24 is our value here. So it is saying 24 is invalid literal for converting it into integer because program does not know what is 24 in words. It know only in terms of numbers. So therefore we can simply check rn dot is digit. So basically it returns false. So you can run simple code like is digit, then print rn, else print invalid format for roll number. Here you can see it returned us invalid format for roll number because rn is not digit. There hence it returned false. So in this way you can use this, and even you can check pin. That pin is only in the form of number or what invoice and read input for multiple things. And next one is space. So basically what does space? It space does. It checks for white space. Now there are different types of white space. So there are different type of white space, but we are only going to learn about three white space. Just like this first one is space. If you run for this, is it white space or not? Return true. Next one is backslash n dot is space. It again return true. And next one is backslash t dot is space. So it again return true. Now beyond this, if you type other characters like let's say for number, let's say check for numbers. If I check for number, it return false, and some any random string it will return false. So yeah, here it also returned false. And even for characters, it again returned false. Yeah, it again returned false. So in this way, it returned false. And if you try to pass an empty one, so so it will only return true for space, backslash, and backslash t. These are general white spaces which we know. There are all also multiple types of white space which is generally not used. Like now, next one is lower. So suppose if you have a string like it's like we have written earlier hello many times. Hello. So if you want to check is it a lower form or not, so what you have to do, dot is lower. So hence it return true. Now let's suppose if it is not lower, so here it return false. So if any of the digit is capital, it simply return it false. Here you can see. And let's check for some characters. And even for character, it is returning us false character. And let's say for number, if we can take, so for number, it is also false. So basically, it will only return for true if it is alphabetical and also at the same time lower. All of the characters are lower. So our next function is upper. So if you want to check that your string function is upper or not, let's say if we try for python dot dot is upper. So it returned false. And let's say for try hello, but all of them are capital. Now if we try this, here also only in this condition it return true when all of the characters of the given string are the capital. And for rest all of the cases like to at the rate and let's say backslash n, for these it will return false. Here you can see that it return false for all of them. Now is title is different from all of them. Is alpha is alna. It is not going to check every character. It basically checks the first character of the every word. So what is every word? Every word is just like first character of a string and next character after space. So just like we have, let's say let's say write any write anything like okay, let's say Republic Day. If I write it like this, Republic Day dot is upper. Now dot is title. You have to check that is it title or not. So yeah, it is saying true. Now let's say if I make it small. If I make it small d, then it return false. So basically, what does it check? It checks for the is it alphabetical or not, and with space doesn't matter for its title, and also first character of each and every word should be the capitalized one. So here you can see that the explanation checks the title. Purpose is to check the title case, and explanation is like every word title case. So case like capitalized. And here you can see that words are separated by space. So we can include space for this is title. Our next one is a lower. So basically we have checked that whether our given string is a lower or not. But let's suppose if we want to lower the given string. So lowering the string is like Q W cap small capital A, small r capital T and small y. If we write in this and if I do is dot lower, only dot lower, not is. So it's lower all of them. It lowers all of the characters of the given string. And yeah, and one more thing is like suppose you have done like q small w capital, and if you just like this and s dot lower, if you write then it is not going to change the value of s. It will just return a new value by lowering all of the characters. So if you want to update its value, you can use simply like s dot lower. And even if you want to check some, and if you want to get more about functions, you can write help command in your Python. It will directly return how to execute it. So you can see lower method of built-in function returns a copy of the string converted to lowercase. And same you can do for all of them, just like s dot is lower if you write. So you can see return true if the string is lowercase string, false otherwise. So now let's go to next. Next one is dot upper. So let's try help as dot upper. If you try this, so it is saying upper method built-in and here's return a copy of the string converted to uppercase. So let's say we have the small one s is equals to world. Now s dot upper. So here you can see that each and every character of the s is now capitalized. Now if you check the value of s, it is still small. So if you want to update, you can update it like this. Else dot upper command is not going to update the your given string. And our next one is title. So suppose if I write any sentence like, let's copy this sentence. Okay, if I saving it to sentence, s is equals to this. Now I'm going to convert this as dot title. So you can see that each and every word of the first character is capitalized in this case. Say T is capital, I is capital, A the same way. So if you check the string, original string, it is not affected. So again you can try help and s dot title. You can see that title method return, basically it's a built-in function, so that's why it is saying this. So here you can see returns a version of the string where each word is title case. Title case is just like capitalizing each and every character of the first word of every each word. I mean first character of each word. More specific, it is also written more specifically. Words start with uppercase characters and all remained case character have lowercase. So that's all about. Now let us try to make one small program where we're going to check the status of your string. We are going to check all status of the string using is alpha, is alnum, is digit, and is space, is lower, is upper, is title using these. And if they are not, then we will return that. For example, if is title return false, then we are going to return the title version of it. So here is first we are going to take a string from user and you can directly take input. You don't need to typecast that. So let's check our first method, which is alnum. If is string dot is alnum, then print is, then print this alnum. And you can even also use it like this. Else print modulo s is not alnum. Now in the same way, our next will be is alpha. if string dot is and our next one is digit. So you can use this digit like string dot is digit, and then let's print it. Next one is a space. Basically, it's for checking a white space. You can write has white space. No, it is white space. Next one is lower. If a string dot is and after this you can do it. So this is a simple example where you're going to use this, and also we have to return the lowercase of that. So we're going to return lower of this version. We return like lower of modulo s is string dot lower. Now our next one is upper and then is title. So you have to do the same thing with is upper and is title. So this one is for is lower, is upper, and after that here you have to write is title, and here you have to also write title, and here is only upper will be there because this upper will only return true or false. So let's execute this. First quit this Python terminal and Python main.py. So let's enter any string. Let's say hello world. So you can see that hello world is not alnum, hello world is not alpha, hello world does did it, And hello world is also not a space. Lower of hello world is this. Basically, it lowers all of the content. And upper of the hello world is capital as of hello world, and hello world is title. Okay, yeah, hello world. We have written hello world in the form of title. Now let's try only Python one. So you can see that Python is alnum because it has alpha. If so, let's suppose if a string has only alphabet, then to alnum is going to return you true. And if a string has only digit, on that case it will also going to return you true. And if a string has both of them, on that case it will again give you true. So alnum is for all three conditions. If it does not have anything and it have a special character, then it will return false. Our Python is alpha, our Python is not a Z, and Python is not even white space. Python is lower, and upper of Python is Python. It's like here you can see capitalize all of the characters, and Python is already lower, and title of Python just capitalizing first word here. So that's all for string function. On next part we have on next one we have more on strings functions like start with, end with, swap case, and we are going to cover up in the next lecture.